Hi everyone, I'm Janice Chaplin. I'm the Field Education Coordinator in the School of Social Work at McMaster. I'm hoping to talk with you today about your field placements. Often students really look forward to their field placements because it's really the first time you get to take the opportunity to take what you're learning in your classes and apply it to real life situations. Sometimes that leaves students both feeling excited and a little nervous. So I'm hoping that this talk I'm about to give you today will answer a lot of your questions, make you feel less nervous about starting placement, and make you feel more excited.
Okay.
All right, so let's begin talking about placement orientation. So today I want to talk with you about what integrative seminars are and what placements are, to talk with you about the differences between block placement and concurrent placement, introduce you to the kinds of people that you're going to be in contact with and the roles that they take, and talk with you about how you go about obtaining a placement, and so the process that is involved in that. Have a discussion with you about having some factors for you to consider about are you ready to do a field placement, and some things that you can do to prepare for that. So along with your field placement, you'll be in an integrative seminar. So if you're doing summer block, that will be on Fridays. So you'll be in placement Monday to Thursday and in class all day Fridays. The integrative seminar is an academic course that is linked to your placements. A lot of the seminar conversations are around the placement experiences that you're having, and you talk about those experiences with your seminar leader, who's either a faculty member or a sessional instructor who works as a social worker in the field. A lot of the content of the course is also talking about readings that are required every week. And so throughout your learning in the field, you're at the same time integrating what you're learning in the classroom. So it's important to relate the academics to placement and the placement to academics. Important to know that in the seminar portion, you have to obtain a C+ and a pass in the placement in order to continue in the program. That's important to remember. Your placement is not a co-op or an internship, or it's not a volunteer opportunity. It's a required course, which you'll receive 6 credits for. During your placement, you'll be working alongside a field instructor who will be observing your practice and helping you do case notes and writing and all the things that you need to learn how to be a social worker. It parallels seminar, so there'll be conversations that you're having in seminar that will relate to what you're doing in placement. Likewise, you'll be talking with your field instructor about some of the things you're talking about in class. Again, you have to receive a pass in placement from your field instructor and your seminar leader, as well as a C+ in the integrative seminar portion. This doesn't happen very often, but occasionally a student does not pass, and it's important that you know what happens in that circumstance. So if you don't receive either a C+ in the seminar, or if you receive a fail in the placement part, they are connected, so that means you would fail both. Since these are required portions of our program, it also means that you would be no longer able to continue in the program. So essentially you would be out of the program and you would have to apply for readmission to the school. You would apply for readmission by writing a letter to the director of the school, kind of explaining what happened and what you've done to work towards the changes that were identified for you to exceed or excel in the placement. Again, don't want to alarm you, but it's important that you have that information, and as I said, it only happens occasionally. In terms of placement hours, for both your 3rd and 4th year placement, you have to attend a minimum of 390 hours in placement. Again, that's for both 3rd year and 4th year, each of 390. You have to meet both the hours requirement and the skills requirement, meaning there are evaluation forms that will be completed about how you're doing in your placements, and you must be successful in the skills component, meaning that you can't just complete the 390 hours. You have to be deemed to be successful in your placement as well. Occasionally that may mean that there's additional hours added to your numbers. So there are occasions when students have to do more than 390, and that is negotiated early and often between yourself, your field instructor, and your seminar leader. So nothing like that would be a surprise to you. You would know at midterm evaluation, for example, what was needed and how you're doing. Again, that doesn't happen very often, so I don't want to alarm you, but I just wanted to alert you to that. Don't be so focused on the 390. It's really about overall how you're doing. Oftentimes, or sometimes students ask if there's placements available on the weekends or evenings, and the answer to that is mostly not. And that's because the social workers or field instructors that you'll be working alongside are typically working daytime hours in the agencies that they're at. Occasionally, we do have a setting that might offer an evening and or weekend placement, but those are rare. Something like a women's shelter might be an example of a placement that might be possible for. But again, it's just so you're planning for planning purpose, plan for daytime hours, Monday to Friday. So summer block. Some of you will be doing summer block. Summer block is 13 weeks long. You are in placement 4 days a week, Monday to Thursday, and in class on Fridays. The dates on here are from obviously 2018. Please review the calendar for other years, and that will provide you with the dates. The first week, actually, you're in class 2 days, so you have class Monday and Friday that first week, and that means we eliminate one class at the end of the term. So in this case, the first placement day would be actually on a Tuesday on the first week of class. The class is 9 to 4, and they are held on campus. Again, they are facilitated by either a faculty member or a sessional instructor who is often a field instructor who is working with us in the field. There is required attendance in seminar, so we expect that you'll be there all of the time, but we also understand that people get sick, things happen, and sometimes people need to miss occasionally. So the minimum attendance is 80% in order to pass the course. For the concurrent section, concurrent runs September to April. It's 26 weeks long, and there you are in placement the equivalent of 2 days per week or 15 hours a week. Your first placement day is after you attend your first seminar class, and seminars for third-year placements are always on Mondays. There's an afternoon section from 2:30 to 5:20, and there's also an evening section 7 to 10. Be sure to arrange your course schedule to ensure you have 2 full days in placement. The actual days you will be in placement will be negotiated between yourself and your field instructor once I send you for an interview. But when you're preparing your schedule, try to see if you can find 2 days that you'd be available, and usually the field instructor or the setting can accommodate your schedule. Again, the attendance is the same requirement that I just explained, but your weekly seminar is 3 hours instead of all day. So the people that you're going to meet along the way. Field instructors. Often people want to know, what is a field instructor? Well, a field instructor is just a social worker who either has a BSW or an MSW or both. And they have essentially volunteered to work alongside with us in partnership to teach you the skills that you need in order to be a successful and effective social worker. We ask that field instructors have 2 years of experience working in the field, and we do offer a field instructor training course that we ask field instructors to attend as well. They are the ones who are responsible for orientating the students and orientating you to the placement. They will be helping you co-construct a learning plan or a learning agreement, which is a really pivotal agreement that you'll be hearing lots about over, as you progress in the school and into your placement and seminar. That learning plan really outlines what you're hoping to learn and what you need to learn in your first placement, and likewise what the field placement agency and supervisor can provide to you to ensure you reach those learning goals. Your seminar leader will also be involved in that constructing the learning plan, and so essentially it's a 3-way contract between the 3 of you to ensure that you have a really good placement experience. So they will also be supervising you weekly, minimum. Oftentimes you'll see them several hours a day, but the minimum we ask them to provide supervision for you is 3 hours in a 15-hour week. They will also be helping you and working with you to complete a midterm and a final evaluation form. And we ask that those be completed prior and before the seminar leader comes out to meet with you. If you're interested in looking at what those forms look like, you can find them on our website under the Field Education tab. They're all right there for you to see. There are different forms for third year and fourth year, so you can become familiar with both of those and understand before you start what will be expected of you. As I mentioned, the seminar leaders is the person who will be facilitating the seminar that you're attending. And as I said, they're either full-time faculty members or they are sessional instructors in the School of Social Work. They teach the integrative seminar. They also function as liaisons to each placement. So after I've placed you at an agency, you're then connected with the seminar leader who will be responsible for connecting you and to the field instructor with any problems arise, or if there's any issues that come up in placement, your seminar leader will be the one to help problem solve through those with you. They are also responsible for grading the seminar and for actually grading the placement. Understandably, we rely a lot on what the field instructors have to say, but the overall granting of a pass or fail is ultimately up to the seminar leader. The seminar leader will come out to meet with you at least twice during the term, at midterm and at final evaluation time. However, there's occasions when sometimes we go out more than that. When either you have concerns or your field instructor has concerns, it's quite common for us to go out more often than that. So if you feel like that would be helpful, please let your seminar leader know and they can help you arrange that. We also offer some community-based placements. And some of those placements may not actually have a social worker attached to the placement, but we think that it's really good, important grassroots work that many of you will be interested in doing and will provide really good learning opportunities. In order to make sure that you have supervision in those kinds of settings, you will obviously be working alongside a mentor who knows the job and knows what's happening in the agency. But Jenny Vengris, who's a faculty member in the School of Social Work, is responsible for also providing some supervision in these kinds of situations to ensure there's linkage to social work practice, ethics, and values alongside what you're learning from the folks that you're working with in the field. So if you're interested in learning more about this type of placement, what you need to do and two things to consider, but Tammy McCalwa and Lorna O'Connell will be sending yearly out dates of when this meeting will be held. And it's just an opportunity to sit down with Jenny to hear what community-focused placements look like and the kinds of things that you might be able to do there. Oftentimes it helps students make a decision around whether this is something they might be interested or not. And so Jenny then will work with you to find a placement for you in that kind of setting. Some kinds of the settings might be, for example, the Social Planning and Research Council. So these are placements that are not direct practice placements where you're not doing counseling per se or case management, but you're really involved in community initiatives and policy development. So Jenny would help you find a placement like that, and I help folks find placements that are more direct practice related.